Hi, Brian here from Lindentech to talk to you about using remote desktop connections day to day. The first thing you might have is an issue connecting to your RDP connection. This could be due to internet access problems, as RDP usually relies on this. If you are having these issues, try connecting to google.com or some other website to see if that's working. If not, this might be an issue that needs to be resolved first. For connecting to an RDP connection, usually you'd have an RDP icon on your desktop somewhere. Double click on that and it should log you in. Once you're into your session, you can minimize it by using the little minimize button on the blue bar at the top. You can also disconnect by clicking the little cross and closing the connection. If you are having issues with your connection, these can be resolved sometimes by signing out or logging off from inside the connection, and I'll demonstrate that now. Here is a session that I'm already logged into. I'm going to just open a program and say hello. I can now minimize this session, and that will appear on my taskbar at the bottom of my screen with the little icon that we saw earlier. I can then bring that program back up and all my programs are still running. Similarly, I can close the connection, and when I reconnect, my program is still open. If you're having issues and disconnecting and reconnecting does not resolve them, you can go through the Start menu, choose your username, and sign out. I will sign out anyway, and when I reconnect, you'll see that I don't have my little notepad open saying hello anymore. This is a new session, and this can be used to resolve some issues that you may encounter. If you're new to RDP connections, we may send you some information on how to set one up. This would usually be a computer name for you to connect to, your username, and possibly a gateway server. I'll now go through how to use this information. If you click on Start and start typing in remote desktop connection, it will usually pick up remote desktop connection just by the word remote. You can click on the program and you'll then be able to enter in computer name. This might be TSO1, it might be another name, it might be remote.domain.com, depending upon your company's domain. This information will be supplied and you should use that to correctly configure this. You can then click Show Options and enter in a username and a password. You can also tick Save Credentials so that this password is saved for use later on. Please remember that if you do choose to save your password, this can be a security risk if you are not using it on a computer that already has a password on it. Once you've done this, you can save as, and save the configuration information usually to your desktop with a descriptive name, usually the computer name, TSO1, possibly a domain name. I'll now go through setting this up in an example window. So here I've opened this one from the Start menu by searching remote and clicking on the program. I can enter in my computer name. In this case I've used remote.com.au, your username. Now this could be your domain name / username. This would be as it has been supplied to you. I've also chosen to save my credentials And if this was a valid configuration, I could save as and then use it to connect later. Other options that you do have when setting up your connection, if you are supplied a gateway server, we need to go through Advanced, Settings, and use these RD Gateway server settings needs to be selected. Enter the server name and make sure that the 2 tick boxes on that screen are ticked. Click OK, and then you can go back to the General tab and save any changes you've made. Through the Display tab, you can also make sure that you have the slider all the way to the right to show your remote connection in a full screen. This is usually the easiest way to use it. You also have a tick box for using it on multiple monitors. This is not always supported. On the Local Resources tab, you also have the option to tick printers to make sure that your desktop printer is available in the remote session. This isn't always necessary, but it can be useful. Again, please remember to return to the General tab to save any changes you've made. I will now go through these settings again in our example window. I can go to Advanced, Settings, I can put in my server name. I've again used remote.domain.com. I've made sure that both these tick boxes are ticked and click OK. Through Local Resources, my printers are already selected. I already have full screen enabled in the Display tab, and I'm not using multiple monitors in this case. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been a useful video.